Welcome to today's video, my friends. Today is January 2nd, 2024. I want to start off by wishing you all a very happy new year. I hope that this new year brings you lots of love, lots of success, that all of your wishes come true this year. I hope that this year is just so magical for all of us. 2023 was a year where I discovered my love for reading physical books, exploring different genres, different story plots. 2024 is going to be the year where I push myself to read more books than I did in 2023. Also going to be the year that I finally get to the books that I've been wanting to read in 2023. 2023 left me with a big TBR list. That list is just carrying right over to 2024. I do want to say that a lot of the books that are on my list is thanks to watching a lot of reading vlogs from my favorite booktubers, Sarah Crowley, Destiny Sidwell, Haley Pham, and Rachel Catherine. I watched their reading vlogs and just their reaction to all of these books, their reaction, their comments, the reasons why they like the books, all the feelings that they felt is the main reason why these books made it onto my list. I'm not gonna lie, some of these books, some of the titles, I don't even know what the book is about. Either I really like the cover, I love their reaction, whatever it is, they made it to my list and they're books that are on my radar, so I know that I want to get through them. 2024 is probably going to have a lot of new releases. Nobody's TBR list is ever complete. There's going to be more books that I'm going to want to add, but I'm going to try and prioritize these books. So this is the list that I made based off of those reading vlogs. Like I said, I don't really know what a lot of these books are about, but I'm totally okay with it. I like to kind of go into the books not knowing much information. That way I'm surprised when I read them. I don't like spoilers at all for movies, for anything. I don't like the spoilers. Hopefully I can make a lot of reading vlogs as well, showing me reading these books. By the end of this year, I want to look back at this video and just feel accomplished that I was able to check off so many of these books off of my list. I'll probably be adding more books to my TBR, but these are the books that I want to focus on this year. These are the books that I want to get read because I know how excited I felt when I watched these reading vlogs, how excited I was to actually read these books. And I just want to thank the YouTube booktube community. They just opened my mind to so many different books. Reading books is something that I loved to do when I was younger, but thanks to that community, I am back on track reading my books, loving my life, loving the books that I'm reading, and just exploring new worlds, and that's just an amazing feeling. So thank you so much for all of the girlies that make these videos, for all the girls that are posting their reviews on the books, all the girls that are just showing so much emotion, so much feeling with reading these books. Just a huge thank you to you all. You are all a huge inspiration, and just thank you so much for sharing that part of your lives with us so that we can love reading and explore more books. With that said, let's jump right into this list. In 2023, I read Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter, and I absolutely fell in love with it. I fell in love with the high school romance. I fell in love with her writing and how easy it was to get through that book. I finished that book in 2 days. It was amazing. It was funny. I loved the music references, and thanks to Haley Pham, I read that book. So starting off the list, we are going to start off with a few Lynn Painter books. Love Wager, The Do-Over, Betting on You, Mr. Wrong Number, and Nothing Like the Movies. I loved reading Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter so much that I think I'm going to have a really good experience reading her other books. She's an author that I want to explore more this year. I just loved her rom-com. I just really enjoyed reading that story. So Lynn Painter, I'm reading so many of her books this year. I'm gonna speak it into existence, and I'm reading all of her books. The next book that I have here is one that Sarah Crowley actually inspired me to pick up. It is Magnolia Park. Just hearing her speak about those books and her love for them makes me excited to want to experience those feelings. I'm ready to explore it. I'm ready to know why she loves it so much. I'm ready just to be in that world, learn that world, fall in love with the characters. I'm just so ready to experience it all. I believe it's like 5 books, or the 5th book is coming out this year, so I am ready to experience all of that. The next one that I have is Powerless, also thanks to Sarah. I saw the way that she was so excited, kicking her feet, just smiling, laughing the whole time that she was reading. I loved that reading vlog of hers. It lives in my mind. Those are memories that just engraved in me. I loved her reactions and the feelings she was feeling. It made me feel something, and I wasn't even reading the books. So thanks to her, Powerless by Lauren Roberts made it onto my list for 2024's must-reads. One of the other books that made it onto my list, this one I have to thank Destiny Sidwell for, because she was reading this in one of her, I believe it was the 24-hour reading challenge that she was vlogging, and it's The Last Word by Taylor Adams. The way that she described this book, the way that she just said it was genius, it was something different in a thriller. The memory that is just engraved in my mind is when she's talking about there being a pet in the book, saying like, nothing better happened to this dog. That moment just lives in my mind, and I want to read that book. Thanks to Destiny, that book made it onto my 2024 reading list. The next book on my list is If Only I Had Told Her. If Only I Had Told Her is a different character's point of view of Only He Had Been With Me by Laura Nolan. And that book, I felt so many feelings. I cried, oh my god, so much heartbreak, but also just thinking about it's making me emotional. I really, really enjoyed that book in 2023, and If Only I Had Told Her is Finney's point of view. I didn't really get much of his point of view because it was mostly Autumn in the first book, and so I'm just ready to read about Finney. I'm ready to experience all those feelings again. I'm ready to feel all over again, and I'm just getting all emotional, so I'm gonna move on because I absolutely loved that book. Moving on, okay? I want to thank all these book girlies for this one here that made it onto the list, especially Rachel Catherine. Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. And all of the fan art, wow, just amazing. It's a fantasy book, and I know that there's another set of books like with the same characters in it, which is the Caraval. I want to say it's a trilogy, the Caraval series. I'm not excited to read that one. I know that if I don't read that one first, Once Upon a Broken Heart is probably going to have a lot of spoilers, but I think I'm okay with that because Once Upon a Broken Heart is what's actually calling my name, is what's actually I want to read. These are 3 books. I believe this one is a trilogy, and I'm ready to dive into that world of fantasy. It's like almost Renaissance-y. It's just so beautiful, magical. I just want to experience that world. So thanks to Rachel Catherine, that book made it onto this list. The next books that are on my list is The Renegades. Renegades is a trilogy. Renegades made it onto my list because I heard that it's very similar to Hunger Games, so it's like a superhero dystopian, and I want to read more of that type of world. Hunger Games is actually a movie that I just recently watched in 2023. I don't know why it took me so long to watch them, but I really enjoyed watching those movies, and if Renegades is similar to it, count me in, sign me up, I am in, and I am reading Renegades this year. The next one is another thriller. It's Stephen King, and I've been wanting to pick up a Stephen King novel. I've been wanting to listen to one, but I know that I want to experience reading it first. His movies are good, so I want to read his books, and this is Billy Summers. The cover in this book is just so pretty, and I love the fact that it's not very horror, so it's one that's making it onto my list, and by the end of the year, it'll live on this shelf. Read. Moving right along is And Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. I heard from a few people that have read it that it made them feel uneasy. It made them feel strange. It just made them feel very dark after finishing the book. And if it's making you feel some sort of way, count me in. I want to read it. Thinking I might want to read this book on a rainy day, maybe towards October-ish. But that book made it onto my list, so I am reading it in 2024. Another one is The Grace Year by Kim Leggett. I think I'm pronouncing it right. Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong. But The Grace Year. I saw a few people reading this one as well, and I just fell in love with the cover. I love the cover. So beautiful. I know that cover needs to live on my shelf here. I need to own it. I need to know what that book is about, solely based on the cover. Back in elementary, teachers would always say, don't judge a book by its cover, right? But I mean, look at this cover. It's beautiful. Like I said, that book needs to live on my shelf here. I need to know what it's about. It's beautiful. I mean, what more can a girl ask for? Adding to list. Another book that I actually forgot to write down on my list, but it just came up, is The 7-Year Slip. I saw a lot of great reactions to this book, and that's enough. That's enough for me. A few, maybe like 3 good recommendations, that's enough. And add to list 2024, 7-Year Slip. Adding to list. Another one that I read in 2023 that I loved so much was The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. 2023 is also the year that I discovered Gilmore Girls. I don't know why I've never watched that show, but I binged that whole show. I loved it so much. And The Pumpkin Spice Cafe is a book that's very similar. It gives you lots of like Gilmore Girl vibes. And they're coming out with another book. It's almost like, what do you call them? Like, so it follows characters from the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, and I'm ready to dive right back into that world. I know I say that a lot, but I really am. These books left a huge like imprint on me. I will cherish them forever. They're books that made me super excited to keep reading. So yes, I'm ready to dive back into so many different worlds this year. It is the Bluebell bookstore. I have it right here on my Kindle. It hasn't came out yet, but it takes place in Dream Harbor, and I'm ready to go back into that little town and catch up with all my old friends that I made in 2023, because if you get it, you get it. We made friends with these people. We are like family. Like, we think about these characters all the time. So yes, they are my friends, and I'm just ready to dive back into that world. So the Bluebell bookstore, adding to my list 2024. Another one that I have here on my list is The House in the Cerulean Sea. I want to say I'm pronouncing that right, or Cerulean Sea. It just seems so cute. I don't know what else to say about it. I mean, the cover is beautiful. It's colorful. It's bright. It has magic involved. It's about children, and I just want to read it so badly. So adding it to my 2024 list. Like I'm telling you, you probably noticed that a lot of these books, I don't really know what they're about. Like I said in the beginning, I really don't know what they're about. I'm adding them to my 2024 list because somebody told me I should read it. So here I am, adding it to my list because someone recommended it. I mean, if you get it, you know, us book girls will just add it to cart. Add to cart, add to cart. Good reviews, add to cart. Yes, please sign me up. I am reading it. You gave it a 5-star. Let me check it out and see what I think about it. The next book that we have here, okay, as you can see on my bookshelf here, Sarah J. Maas. If Sarah J. Maas writes it, you better believe that I'm gonna read it. I love her writing. Crescent City, oh my god, I love those books so much. They made me feel. The other day I was actually rearranging my bookshelf and I dropped one of the books, and I just started freaking out because I dropped my friend. I dropped Hunt, and the book opened up and I just started reliving so many feelings, and I loved feeling so much in those books. I highly recommend them. I know people say that they're a little bit slow, but I mean, if Sarah J. Maas wrote it and you love her other books, why not trust her? If it starts off slow for you, trust the process and read them. You should trust Sarah J. Maas. We already know her books are amazing, so just go for it. Read it. They're big, yes, but they're worth it. Okay, so that brings me right into my next book, my most anticipated book of the year, which is the 3rd book in the Crescent City series. I'm ready to know what happened to these characters. I'm ready to know what's going on in this world. I'm ready to meet my friends again. I'm ready to just feel all the feelings. I'm ready to cry. I'm ready to laugh. I'm ready to just, oh my gosh, just no words. Like, I just feel like crying. I think about these books all the time. So best believe I am reading the 3rd book in the Crescent City series. Sarah J. Maas, I don't know what she does with her books. She makes magic. It's magic on paper. It's chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. 100% recommend Crescent City. So, I mean, you could tell how excited I am just thinking and talking about those books. Which leads me to my next one. The next one is also by Sarah J. Maas, and it is the Throne of Glass series. I've already started Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas, and I'm on chapter 5. Listen, like I said, Sarah J. Maas wrote it. I am reading it. There's so much love in those books. I know so many good reviews, so I have to read them. I have to know what those books are about. I have to make new friends. So diving into that world so soon. I actually have them right up here. I want to show you. I am ready to start reading them. They're on my shelf already, purchased. I gotta start reading them. Hopefully I have a reading vlog up from reading that series very soon. Okay. And then the next ones that I wanted to talk about are two books that is more like self-help books in a way. There are a few books that I've read or listened to and they completely changed the way that I think. They formed the person that I am today, and I loved experiencing that. I'm gonna make a video very soon about those books because I think everybody should listen to them, read them. They are so good. The two books that I wanted to add to my TBR list for 2024 must reads is gonna be Atomic Habits. I have it right here. Atomic Habits right here. I need to read this book. I need to know why it made it to the Amazon's best-selling books, top of the best-selling books. So I need to know what's going on with this one. I need to build healthy habits and maintain consistency. I need to explore this book. I will have a reading vlog up soon with me reading these books and my thoughts on that one. The next one is also another self-help book, and it is 101 Essays That Will Change the Way You Think by Brianna Weiss. That book is just so aesthetically pleasing. I see it in so many videos. I started listening to that book. I was enjoying it so much that I had to stop listening because it's a book that I want to pick up and I want to read before bed. When I wake up in the morning, a chapter or two. It's a book I want to take my time reading, and so I had to pause the audiobook because I want to experience physically reading that book. I will let you know what I think about it and if it's worth it. I think it will be from what I've been listening to so far. So I need to go pick up that book and read it. I feel like I might be forgetting a few books, but those are the ones on my 2024 must read. I'm excited to know why all my favorite booktube girls are raving about these books. I'm excited in general. I'm excited for this new year. I'm excited to read new books, all of it. I'm so excited. I want to just experience so much more. I want to feel like I lived 1,000 lives in a year. You know, I want to just dive into so many worlds, so that's why I'm picking up more books, and I highly encourage you to pick up more books and read as well. With that said, I'm going to be signing out here, but thank you so much for watching my video. Thank you again for following me along. I really appreciate anybody who watches my vlogs, and happy new year. I hope we all have an amazing year. So please make sure you like this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a video, and please comment below if you've read any of these books, what you think about these books. No spoilers, please, no spoilers, but let me know what you thought of these books, or let me know if these books are also on your 2024 TBR list. Sending you guys so much love. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.